We have Miss, is it Marias?
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
we have to say, okay, sworn in earlier. Okay, and y'all were sworn in earlier. Miss Marias, I'll let you go ahead and start out telling me what I need to know.
Yes. So I rented a bedroom in Jennifer's house 3 months ago. I am on time on my rent. We started to have 6 weeks prior to 24th of November when I was granted the writ of reentry. We started to have challenges to find consensus about small things in the house. Things were not working out, and we started to talk about me moving out and what would be the possibilities. We could fight for both of us um, to leave the lease situation. Things evolved since then. She was saying that I had boxes in the garage that were, creating problems for her to get her Christmas decorations. I got some friends. Um, I say a week after I paid the rent for up to 15th of December to get the boxes out of the house. That created a lot of animosity with Jennifer. After that, she sent several messages saying that I wouldn't be able to step in the house, that she changed the alarm codes, that you have people with her, that I needed to pay at least 3 months of rent to be able to access the property. And again, the boxes I had in the garage, they were just because I moved recently to the US from Ireland. They were just personal belongings. All my my belongings were in the bedroom. I didn't have time to take anything with me. So because we couldn't find agreement and she sent several messages that I had to pay months of rent up front, I came to the court to request a writ of entry because for several reasons I didn't feel safe to go back to the house as I was not willing to pay
Now,
the asked amount.
have you been locked out of the home?
Yeah, so in the sense, because again, she didn't change the locks of the house, but she sent me a message saying she changed the alarm code. The alarm, we will call the police in like 5 minutes. She also said through messages that you always have some person with her, that I didn't live in the property anymore, that she had a couple of requirements for me to be able to access the property again. So for this reason, I
Okay.
didn't feel safe to.
I might need to come back to you in a moment. Let me hear from Miss Hill.
Mhm.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. So first off, I will say that on the writ of reentry here, it's very interesting to me because it was served to me on the 27th of November for a lockout occurring on the 28th of November. That's what's stated on this form. So I thought that was a bit odd. Um, so Diane is correct. We started having issues regarding things around the house. She had signed a year lease in September, and in the lease, it states that there's cleaning requirements around the home and that there's very specific parking requirements. And about a month in, Diane kept parking behind me, blocking me from leaving the driveway. So I had asked her to move her car, in which she got really upset because she wanted more notice to do so. I asked her to put her dishes away, and she got very upset by that. So I just was having problems getting some basic things done that were in the lease. And then on the 3rd of November, so this was about 4 days after this disagreement, she told me that she was breaking the lease, that she had already started looking for a new place to live. And so this is why we started trying to talk about what terms we could come to, nullify the year lease. And then I had asked for her support in cleaning out the garage because we needed it organized. All of her stuff was mixed in together. I did need to get to the Christmas decorations, and she didn't like how I asked about that. And she left that night and she didn't come back for about 4 days. That was on a Sunday. On Thursday, I texted her and I said, "Hey, Alex and I will be here to work on the garage." we'll see you then. Well, she said that she wasn't going to be able to help, that she was going to have a friend come and she found somewhere else to put her boxes. And two men, I asked her, excuse me, I asked her at that time through text, what is your plan moving forward? She did not tell me. She said, we'll tell you in person. She comes home. I go to her outside of her door. I can hear her packing boxes inside of her room. And she said, I'll talk to you in 30 minutes. So I said, okay. I waited. I discovered my cats were in the garage, that she had left the garage door open. They're indoor pets. And then next thing I know, I have two men at my door who were very pushy, who were very intrusive, who did not give my other roommate, who is here as witness, our personal space. We felt very violated. It was around 7 o'clock at night on a weekday. I told them to please go to the garage and handle the boxes. So it just kind of led to this whole like heated interaction, and I was very upset. And so, yes, I said some things in the heat of the moment, like don't come back. I had been trying to work on a lease agreement with her, for the past several weeks, since she told me she was breaking it. And so this was an ongoing argument. It wasn't just because she was moving boxes out that night. And then after that, I had suggested the very next morning to come at 8 p.m. She suggested mediation. I said, that'd be great. How do we get this mediated? And then she said, do not contact her anymore. And so at that point, I got an attorney who advised me to give her a notice to vacate. This is in my notes here. So on the 25th, I posted a notice to vacate on the indoor of the house for her lease violations, breaking the lease. She had already stopped living at the house. And she immediately responded with asking to come get her stuff the next day. I said, great. So we had a time scheduled, and I informed her that she was never locked out of the house. The locks have never been changed. The alarm code is still the same. She has set off the alarm before and brought the cops here. Just by negligence. And so that next day when she said she was going to come, she messaged me saying that she wasn't going to come after all. Her friends weren't available and she'd get back to me by end of day. This was on the 26th of November. That did not occur. She did not get back to me. And on the 27th of November, that morning,
Yeah, let me back. Did you tell her the alarms were being changed?
I told her in the heat of the moment on that night when we got into an argument.
Okay, you told you told her the alarms were being changed so she couldn't get back in, correct?
I just said they were going to be changed, but she still had complete access to get into the home.
Okay.
I can read, I'm sorry to interrupt. I can read exactly the message she sent me. I have in front of me.
Let me go ahead and read that to me.
I have changed the alarm code. When we discussed 3 months rent yesterday, it was from January. We agreed to shelf it for now due to betrayal that led to another heated conversation. Once we have come to a final agreement, I've been paid for the breach of contract. We can coordinate a pickup. I will have people here with me tomorrow throughout the weekend. I do not trust you. You no longer live here and you have no intention of living here again. A couple of extra things. Send me an email with an agreement before you try to step foot back into my property. You have broken the lease and no longer live here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ms. Hill, anything you want to add?
Yeah, so that statement was after she had brought two men into my home that had bullied me, made me feel extremely unsafe, months of arguments. There's even a video I attached. Her behavior was very erratic and unpredictable. She reversed out of my driveway at full speed, taking out a light pole across the street, continued to go in reverse, disrupted the entire neighborhood. This is in a video that I included.
And I've reviewed it, and I've reviewed the situation is this, that at this time, she has at this point, there has been no eviction. So
Correct.
at this point, she still has access. She still has a right to have access to the home.
Yep, and she did.
Hang on, you got to let me get through this.
Yes, sir.
So, and based upon, I know there's conflicting testimony on a few things, and there's a lot of things going on between y'all, and I'm not making any kind of judgment of who's right or wrong in any of the relationship or anything like that. But I do see, and you agree that you sent you sent the message to her that she read me a minute ago. That is denying her access to the house through the alarm system. And you're saying you didn't do it. I don't know if it's done or not, but I know what was in the email or
Well,
text.
I have witness here.
Hang on.
Okay.
So she has been wrongfully excluded from the home. She has a right to have access. As long as she has a lease and has not been evicted, she has a right to have access. So I am going to uphold the writ of reentry.
Your Honor, I would like to state, however, when this was filed, she already had agreed, we already had an agreement for her to come to the house. I'd let her know that she had full access, and
Well,
she filed this after after she knew that the locks were not changed and she had the ability to come to the home.
I understand what you're saying. I'm upholding the writ of reentry. We'll send y'all some paperwork.
Okay.
You both can contact the court for more information.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you,
both.
Your Honor.